Welcome back to the show, you ugly motherfuckers. Well, it's been more than a week and I'm still on the hype train for Prey. Man, I love this movie so much, and it made me realize that I need more Predator action in my life. Therefore, I decided to revisit the one and only Predator 2 from 1990. This movie's insane, and I'm here for it. So let's not waste another second, let's get to the chopper and watch Predator 2.
Predator 2. He's in town with a few days to kill this Thanksgiving.
So Predator 2 takes place in a jungle just like in the original movie. Psych! It actually takes place in the far distant future of 1997, where a massive heat wave has struck the city.
The heat wave continues. It's 109 degrees in Los Angeles.
Can you imagine that? Constant heat waves and 109 degree temperatures? This truly is fiction.
This will be potentially lethal weather for a couple of days.
John, I want us to be happy about the weather and every single... I don't know whether something's happened to meteorologists to make you all a little bit fatalistic.
Like weather could kill us all. Yeah, right. Turns out in the far distant future of 1997, gang wars are dominating the streets. Everyone's killing each other and making silly faces. Believe me, we're in a war zone, Dave. The real tragedy of this, though? This guy's microwave.
Everything I own, they shut up the power. My microwave.
All microwaves aside, though, this is one hell of a way to open a movie. The cops are dead, everything's on fire, and who to save this godforsaken city other than the man, the myth, the legend, Danny Glover, aka Lieutenant Mike Harrigan. He is one mean son of a gun, spawn trapping the bad guys with his shotgun. Yeah, now teabag them. Is that still a thing? I don't know. But what I do know for sure is that Scorpio is ready.
Come and get it! The Scorpio is ready!
Never mind, he's dead now. The rest of his gang is dead too, but no thanks to Harrigan. It was actually the Predator who's been stalking them with his thermal vision this whole time. What's more, we've got ourselves a mystery, as this shady task force arrives with mallets, clearly trying to cover the whole thing up. My guess might be because of the giant alien monster with an invisible cloak, but hey, I'm just spitballing here. By the way, this is what the Predator looks like on the set. Wow. So this whole opening scene, I love it. It's peak 90s perfection. And if you want to have an even better time when watching Predator 2, well, just look at the extras. Look at this unhinged man. What is going on in your head? And look at this poor guy here who looks so confused.
Orders from the supervising officer. Now get back to your cage at Alvarado. I'll show you what it's doing, this you son of a bitch! No, what you ready to?
Hey,
come here, come on,
you don't need this, Mike. It's not worth it.
God, that's awkward. Another thing I love so much about this movie is the cast. Not only do we have Danny Glover, known for his role in Lethal Weapon,
I'm too old for this shit.
but also rookie detective Jerry Lambert, played by the one and only Bill Paxton.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
And let us not forget Special Agent Peter Keyes, played by the one and only Gary Busey.
Okay.
I would never want to be alone in a room with this guy. Holy shit, he's a psychopath? But anyways, are you kidding me? This is a dream team if I've ever seen one. I do also want to mention Maria Conchita Alonso. I don't know how to say that name.
Maria Conchita Alonso.
But she plays Detective Cantrell and she kicks ass. And she grabs balls.
You try that cowboy shit with me, fucking, you can kiss this. Goodbye.
A little later, a lady is having the most deranged sex I've ever seen and heard. For the love of Christ, what is happening in there? No idea. But no matter, cause some gangsters interrupt this madness to settle a gang feud, only for a Predator to interrupt this gang feud to settle its thirst for violent murder. We've got classics here like the plasma gun, some good old stabbings, but my personal favorite though is this net right there that squishes you into a puddle of jello. Lovely. And the real highlight here is when Harrigan and his team find the bodies, upside down and skinned. It's pretty creepy. Alright, time for a jump scare. But then Gary Busey and his shady team once again swarm the place.
You're walking on physical evidence.
At least Busey looks almost sane in this scene. Almost. Yeah, Harrigan is starting to suspect that the crazy Busey here is covering something up. So you know what that means.
Time to go to work.
But not yet though. Before that we get another killing. This time this poor officer Archuleta investigating the crime scene from earlier. It's a really long setup, so I'm sure the death will be so worth it. Or they're just gonna spill corn syrup on the ground. I guess that'll do it. Turns out Archuleta and Harrigan go a long way.
Danny and I came up together. 15 years on the fucking street.
So his death just made things personal. Although Danny Glover is kind of the one who led him to his death in the first place.
We take a good look at that room, okay?
This is kind of all your fault, man. No matter, he's real pissed now, telling Gary Busey to stay the fuck away from him.
Stay the fuck out my way.
And then clapping his hands. That's fun. Well, I guess the enemy of your enemy is your friend. So Harrigan seeks the Jamaican drug lord King Willie. That's a fun name, King Willie. Well, at least they're not too stereotypical about it. Oh, I forgot all Jamaicans are Bob Marley. Sorry about that.
I want him.
Nothing really comes of this discussion, besides Willie saying the mysterious killer is a demon or something.
You can't see the eyes of the demon.
Okay, bye Harrigan. Evidently the Predator shows up once more, and this shot is pretty cool. This is how they did it.
They were copper tubing with about 20 little holes in them to go off in roughly the pace of walking, and set up marks for the Predator to hit as he walked in front of the camera. And as you can see, he's not doing the best job of that at this point.
Awesome. Even cooler, it ends with a fun decapitation. I love the editing here. And this is followed by a little cleanup to keep this Halloween store skull as a trophy. Looks great, I love it. What? Well, this little brat runs into the Predator, and geez, maybe the kid is the Predator.
Want some candy?
Usually the weird man stalking kids is the one who says that, not the other way around.
Want some candy?
Oh god. Well, things slow down for just a minute when Harrigan presses F to pay respects to his fallen comrade, and then he orders him like a dog.
Rest.
Sit. Now play dead. Oh, right. Meanwhile, Lambert and Detective Cantrell are hanging out in a subway, unaware that the Predator can teleport to plot-convenient locations now. That's right, he's not offering candy anymore.
Want some candy?
He's instead offering the sweet release of death. Now, if you're epileptic, please look away because holy shit. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this scene. It's super tense, very scary and well acted, but it's also visually a little bit messy, and it's also the scene where they kill off Bill Paxton. And that's just sad.
Come on, motherfucker!
Want some candy?
Do you smell it? The muscly testosterone? I do too. That's cause Harrigan shows up once again. He sees the Predator ripping Bill Paxton's spine right out, and then makes a funny little grunt. Let's hear that one more time. And then he chases the Predator across the town. This is another great scene. There's spooky lightning, the creature's climbing buildings like he's in the Raimi Spider-Man films. He poses for the camera in this wonderful shot. Fuck, he's cool. God damn it. And meanwhile, Harrigan's going fast and furious on the road. This man's had enough of this bullshit. He's unstoppable now. Whoops. The feds got him, and they bring him to our favorite psycho, the crazy Busey.
Come here, Lieutenant.
He's so fucking drunk, he's forgetting which franchise he's in.
A fucking alien.
Predator.
Alien.
Predator.
A fucking alien.
Predator.
Stop!
Oh my.
In any case, the plan here is that Busey wants to capture the fucking alien Predator so that they can harvest his alien technology. Therefore, they set up a little trap in this slaughterhouse to kidnap his ass. What the hell? As expected, it all goes according to plan. I'm kidding. The predators become the prey. That sounded cool in my head for some reason. Point is, Predator immediately realizes it's a trap and he murders the fuck out of everybody.
Enjoy the show.
I will, thanks. It's real fun, although perhaps a little messy. It's a bit hard to see what's happening, but we do get this wonderful shot of Gary Busey here when he gets a laser blast in his face. Lovely. Put that on a wallpaper. The real highlight of the scene is when Harrigan shows up and the two guys just battle it out like crazy. Conveniently enough, guns work now that they're being shot by the main character. It's something that happens in movies. So Harrigan's able to take out the Predator for a second. Now he could finish him off, but hey, might as well check out his face first and quote the first film.
You're one ugly mother.
Yeah, awesome. Wait, what the fuck? Busey's back?
Guess who's back?
I thought you got shot in the head. Whatever. This time the Predator makes sure he's really dead with this cool new gadget of his. I guess his torso is levitating with the meat carcasses. It never falls down. Oh well. Rest in peace, Gary. Okay, there's just about 30 minutes left to this movie, and what remains is essentially just a big fight between Harrigan and the Predator. We got fun stuff here like this. Also this.
Okay, pussy face. It's your move.
He cuts his arm off, that's cool. Hey, this one's fun. Look at him go. But ultimately, Harrigan ends up finding the Predator's ship. No, ship. I said ship, goddammit. And this thing is so fucking cool. Kinda gives me an alien vibe. And speaking of which, yes, we can see a xenomorph skull at one point, teasing a possible crossover between
a fucking alien
and a
Predator.
Man, can you imagine if they made movies based on that premise? They'd be so great.
Oh.
It's a battle to the death between these two legends, the brawl of the century that ultimately ends with the Predator's demise. Wait, did he say shit or ship? Now, one would think the movie would end here, but no, it still has some golden nuggets left. Look at that. That's right, baby, there's 3 more Predators. And then 2 more here, and even more there. They're not here to kill him though, they just grab the body of this loser who got bested by a puny human. As a reward for being a good fighter, the elder Predator gives Harrigan an old gun from the 1700s. It's the one we see in Prey, that's cool. But now, you didn't think this would end without a big explosion now, did you? Because if you did, you're wrong. It does. We get the final hero shot and, well, that's Predator 2 for you. So how good were these kills?
Pretty good.
Yeah, they were real fun. In fact, no matter the Predator movie, the kills aren't usually always pretty fun. After all, the Predator is a creature made to hunt and kill people, so it's only natural that it does it in the coolest possible ways. Magic disc that cuts people in half? Yeah. Wrist blades chopping people up? You bet. Cool spear thing piercing the hearts of innocent victims? Absolutely. A net that closes down on you, turning you into jello? For sure. People skinned alive, hanging upside down? Certainly. Laser blasts right in the chest? Uh-huh. Ripping Bill Paxton's spine out? Oh, yeah, game over, man. There's so many murder weapons, it would make Jigsaw jealous. Or in love? My only gripe here would be when things get cluttered visually, mainly in the subway and the slaughterhouse. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of great action, but also a lot of quick cuts and confusing images. Sometimes I couldn't really see what was happening, but that's a detail though. Add to that a gang war where people shoot the shit out of each other, and baby, this is heaven. The murders were sweet and juicy, just like that Busey, so I give them 16 kilowatts out of 20. How about that city hunter, the Predator himself? Nah, you know, I don't really care about the Predator. He's not even that cool. I'm kidding. Coolest fucking monster out there, no competition. The Predator here completely steals the show, and what's more, I'd almost argue that he's an improvement over the first one. Blasphemy, I know, but don't get your panties in a twist. It's just that this particular one brought so much more to the mythos, the lore of these creatures, their world, their new gadgets, the way they function and think, how long they've been hunting humans. It doesn't feel like tacked on bullshit lore that completely destroys the continuity and logic about the creature. No, it adds to it. Stan Winston's original design remains one of the best monster designs out there, only matched by H.R. Geiger's Xenomorph design, and no surprise here, the City Hunter looks just as good. The only difference I noticed is that his helmet and overall armor seems more brownish, but otherwise it's pretty much the same good old Pred we all know and love. This thing looks cool. What else you want me to say? 20 kilowatts out of 20. So is this a well-written movie? Well, yes. I guess I would call this ambitious above everything else. A sequel that has barely anything to do with the original, taking place in a city instead of a jungle, in the near future, with a post-apocalyptic vibe, gang wars, shady FBI alien investigations, a hardened cop who's getting too old for that shit.
Too old for this shit.
This is everything you wouldn't expect from a sequel to a popular blockbuster. I have to mention the characters that, similar to the original, have so much charisma and memorable lines.
Okay, pussyface.
Bill Paxton, Danny Glover, and Gary Busey are especially great. They keep things interesting even when the Predator is not around. As previously mentioned, the added lore is very interesting and well done. It gives you plenty, but also leaves enough for you to want more. I want more. This is a wild, epic journey, and although it's not aiming for an Oscar or anything, the story and the writing were surprisingly good. I'll give this story 15 kilowatts out of 20. As for the looks, listen, I love how this movie looks. This is a 90s film if I've ever seen one, with ugly brown suits that are way too big, old silly computers, old school explosions, but also iffy special effects sometimes. This is a nostalgic trip to say the least, but seriously, the film looks good. They really nailed the feeling that this city is worse than an old diaper in a garbage bin. Next to this, Gotham City looks like the dream place to live. Everything's gone to shit, the gang war is spreading everywhere, cops are dying, the mayor's out of town, and there's a massive heat wave. It just sounds unpleasant, and they captured that very well. This extra's face says it all. We also get great set pieces and locations, notably the slaughterhouse filled with smoke and blue lights. Love it, it's very atmospheric. And of course, the Predator ship. It looks damn good, and there's a xenomorph skull, so bonus points. There are, of course, some dated effects, and as previously mentioned, I'm not a fan of the quick cuts during the action scenes. It just makes things hard to see. But otherwise, yeah, there's definitely some personality to the look of Predator 2. And with incredibly awesome shots like this, I gotta give the aesthetic 16 kilowatts out of 20. Safe to say, I had a blast watching Predator 2. A literal blast, that is. From what I've seen, I think this movie is regarded as a somewhat mediocre sequel. I just have to disagree. Now, this was directed by Stephen Hopkins, who directed the 5th Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I don't like it at all, but for some reason, when came the time to make Predator 2, he brought his A game and made a great film. It's completely over the top. The second act perhaps has some slight pacing issues. It surely doesn't reinvent the wheel. And no, it's never gonna top the original. But out of all these Predator films, it sure as hell is one of the most entertaining. Plus, it at least did something different. For any Predator fan, I'd say this is definitely worth your time. And I'm gonna give the entertainment value 18 kilowatts out of 20. As for the final result of this video, Predator 2 racked up a pussy face score of 85 kilowatts out of 100. That's right, I love this goddamn movie. Sue me. Please don't though, I don't have the money. Now, if you want the perfect experience watching Predator 2, here's my little checklist. Order a pizza, grab a beer, sit on the couch in your underwear like the fat piece of shit you are. Preferably it's past 11 p.m. and boy, this is as close to heaven as you're gonna get. Well, that's about it for me. Thanks very much for watching, and until next time, keep watching horror movies. It's good for your health. A fucking alien. Bye bye.